Welcome back. We are going to play our games right now. We have drafted a red-white creature-based aggression deck. We have the top end of Moraug, which is a lot of fun in terms of combat. And we started off with Maul of the Skyclaves, which is a very, very ridiculous equipment. And we hope to swing with creatures that are more or power heavy for their mana costs, such as Cliffhaven Sellsword, our Skyclave Geopede, and a whole bunch of other little cheap creatures to go over our opponent's head. And that's the plan. Nice and straightforward. And let's go. We are running 16 lands because we managed to snag 3 flip land cards. I call them flip lands because, you know, it looks like you can flip them over and just play them as a land. Don't actually know what the official term is. Here we are playing against Tribal Human. Alright, so we have 1 creature. We have 1 pump spell, 1 spell that can get things out of our way, and Kazua's Fury. So all in all, not the best, but let's just hope our deck draws into what we need. We see another burn spell, so that's good, but we only have 1 creature and we're playing against black, so we are almost certainly going to lose this creature almost instantly. So let's see what happens. Another land, again, not what we wanted to see. I don't think it matters what color I play right now. Dauntless Unity can save us. We can use Kazua's Fury to deal 2 damage. Royal Eruption, maybe we will save it for later. So let's attack for 2. See what our opponent does. They do nothing. So here we go. Our opponent gets the Mucklord. So that is looking pretty good for us because we can cast Sizzling Barrage to kill it. So let's cast the Ambusher. And attack with our cat. Will our opponent block? We still have 2 mana open. Are you sure you want to block that, friend? Of course our opponent does not. He is wise. We can also kill it with Royal Eruption. Maybe we should have done that. Because it is a sorcery, and they had no creatures in play, so they would not have been able to take advantage of the 1/1 counter. Our opponent plays Scale the Heights, which makes their Mucklord slightly bigger. Our opponent casts Feed the Swarm to kill our creature, so we will have to take that. And it is once again our turn. More lands, not what we wanted to see. However, we can kick this. It becomes a 4/2. Again, not what we wanted, but we can kill it still with the Sizzling Barrage. So again, we will press on with the attack. Our opponent has a scary amount of land now, and he's only played 1 card, so I don't know what his plan is. Nissa Zendikar is quite scary. Especially because it has haste. And Cliffhaven Kitesail, so that's going to fly right over our heads. Not much I can do about that. We are taking 7 damage here. We are drawing more lands, unfortunately, so I'm getting pretty close to be able to cast Royal Eruption with Kicker, so at least I'll survive that way. I suppose I'll just have to attack again here. There's nothing else I can do. Our deck is just not doing what we wanted it to do, unfortunately. Our opponent attacks once again for 7. There's nothing we can do about that. And we draw another copy of Sizzling Barrage. So unfortunately for us, our deck only decided to give us 2 creatures out of the 15 that we have. So yeah, I think that's the end of that. We only have those 2 those things as instants. Kazul's Fury and our Dauntless Unity. So our opponent flashes in another flyer and forces us to mill 2 cards. It's another land? Wow. Oh well. Maybe this will get all of the Mana Screw cards out of the way. Whoa, our opponent goes big with the legendary creatures here. That is quite scary. Rabid Bite comes in. I guess since we're about to lose anyway, we will have some fun with it. We will sacrifice. Oops. We will sacrifice our creature to deal. Actually, we could have done 4 damage to that if we cast our Dauntless Unity as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that just for fun. So our creature is going to get +1/+1, and then we're going to sacrifice it to kill his legendary creature. Just for fun. And that's the game. We are 0-1. Shorten this to Zendi. 0-1. Can Yurt stay on the top of my head for now? My neck is hurting a little bit. Yeah, you can still see Yurt. Let's see if our deck can deliver a little bit better this time. I'm very excited. We are against Fat Stacks. Stacks is actually pretty funny. It's also a type of it's a Lay's product. It's, you know, a Pringles ripoff, but they taste so good. Lay's Stacks. Opponent goes first. We don't have any white mana, so I think I'm gonna have to mulligan this. Without access to white mana, if we draw any white cards, they're all going to be drawing dead. So and our opening hand here isn't going to help us sustain through all of that card draw that we would need, so we have to mulligan here. And this is even worse. But we only need 1 white mana to get this to work, so I suppose let's not be hasty here. Do we keep the Relic Axe? Yeah, we keep the Relic Axe because we can play the Pack Beast and then Relic Axe onto it at least. Our opponent has Death Touch though, of course. We do not draw a land. So unfortunately, we are getting the Mana Curse here. Oh, we do. I take that back. We see our card here. So let's get the Cliffhaven Sellsword out. Very lucky there, drawing the planes. Ooh, that is a fat creature, fat 3/3 creature. We won't block that. We can attack and just cast Sizzling Barrage, and if they don't bite, we will just cast the Pack Beast. Our opponent takes 3, we will cast the Pack Beast. So I understand why Sizzling Barrage is kind of an awkward card to use now. If our opponent doesn't block, it literally just does nothing. But presumably, if you have enough creatures early, not having creatures is not a problem. Taijuru Blightblade and another Taijuru Blightblade. Opponent gets lots of lands out, and we will go for this trade here. I'm fine with that one. So here, I'm going to stick the Relic Axe on and attack. Or I can cast the Spitfire Lagak. Now, I'm going to attack here because his creature is tapped and he's rather short on mana. I'm hoping he doesn't have Spike Field there, and now I'm going to attack into his Blightblade. I figure I still have 2 potential answers to the Sproutling, so I just want to be as aggressive as possible. Our opponent plays a Stomper. Returning lands won't necessarily help him. I'm not sure why he would do that, honestly, but let's see what he's got. McKindy Fox, I think we needed out a little bit sooner than our Spitfire, so I think I am fine with this attack and this trade, because if we trade creatures, my creature is still bigger than theirs. Our opponent has Scale the Heights. And he still has 3 lands, so we will be forced to block here. And now we can no longer attack. Spitfire Lagak. Cast this, deal 1 damage to our opponent, and then we will have to pass the turn. Our opponent cast 2 Scale the Heights, so he's gained 4 life. So that's why we're so far behind. He gets to return target card from his... Wow. Our opponent is drawing excellent. So we will have to block here. We take a whole bunch of damage and we are now perilously close. Unfortunately, we draw another land, so we'll equip the Relic Axe here. We will keep the land just to posture. Although it's a limited game, posturing doesn't really help when they are this close to victory. They will always just, if they have a plan, if they have anything to try, they'll try it anyway. There's nothing left to play around because we're at 2 life. If they try to play around any phantom cards that we're posturing with, it doesn't make sense for them because they're just letting us draw more cards. So here we have a Grotag Bug Catcher. Not what we wanted, but we can make it slightly bigger if we so chose. But I don't think we are quite ready to attack yet. However, if I moved it over, it will get +2/+1. This will become a 3/3 and a 3/4. I think having a 4/5 is slightly better. So once again, I will pass the turn because I want to posture a card. Draga Visionary is excellent for our opponent because they can draw more cards. The Ambusher is excellent here because we can pump it up. We can only pump it up once, but it's enough to reach either of those creatures. So once again, we can actually attack into this. No, because that will cost mana to regain. But if we play the land, we attack. Presumably they double block, we get rid of one of those creatures. It's a little bit too risky. But I don't know what else we're going to do to try and win this game. Ooh, if we get Skyclave Maul, we'll get first strike, so maybe that's our plan. If we get our Minotaur, our creatures will become massive, and we can also win that way. So yeah, I think we just have to be a little bit patient this game. Kazu's Fury, not quite what we wanted, but it is an instant. So now we will posture that instead of our land. So we will use our land to deal 1 damage to our opponent. And pass the turn. Our opponent is flooding out. They have drawn 10 lands already, so sooner or later they're going to keep drawing gas after gas. So we are against the clock here, especially because they've drawn 2 extra cards with Scale the Heights already. Our ambush card is coming out, so all we need to do is pump our goblin up, and he should be able to make that trade, which I am fine with. Our opponent casts his last land. So our opponent doesn't even bother posturing. I think he's getting frustrated with the mana screw. And now we draw Maul of the Skyclaves. So what's the best way of doing this? We are only at 3 life, so do we have enough mana to sacrifice a creature to kill it? Yeah, we do. So ooh, this is tricky. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack with our lizard. And then I'm going to cast Maul of the Skyclaves onto our bug catcher so we can block with it. And then if they try and remove our bug catcher, we will use Kazu's Fury to throw it at his face. Or throw it at the Visionary's face. Reclaim the Waste. He gets 2 lands out of his deck, so that's basically all of the lands in our opponent's deck. He has got to be very frustrated by now. He only has 1 more land left? What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? He's got to have more lands left over in his deck. I don't know why he only searched for 1. That's kind of bizarre. So I think that means we secure our victory, because if our opponent has no cards, all we have to do is attack. And that should do it. If we attack, we deal 7 damage to our opponent, and then we just cast Kazu's Fury for the remaining damage. And we draw Cliffhaven Kitesail, which means our opponent has no choice here. He no longer has any say in the matter. We make our lizard flying. We attack for 7 damage. 8 damage, actually. And then we sacrifice a creature. It's any target, right? Oh, man, I had a panic attack there just now. Oops, I don't want to target that. I want to target our opponent. And we will sacrifice our bug catcher. and throw it at our opponent's face. Whew. Very frustrating for our opponent. He mana flooded, so I will count that as a super lucky win. Ooh, a nice and quick ready. Against Gilby 722. Okay, so we have a really awkward hand. We have a Guide Beast that we don't really want to use. We have a Banneret, which doesn't do anything by itself, but we have our really fun top end card. So again, this is going to be a draw and hope for the best kind of game. Not exactly the kind of hand you want to be playing, but it's limited, and sometimes you just gotta play whatever looks even remotely playable. Ooh, okay, very lucky. Our opponent plays nothing, and we managed to get a Grotag Bugcatcher here. Our opponent is tapped out. Ooh, okay. A third land. We're getting our way to 6 lands nice and quick. I suppose we can cast this. We just won't attack with it. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. The haste is irrelevant to us. But the trample is relevant. Sooner or later we might reach a point where we no longer need so many lands, and it's going to become relevant. Ooh, okay, we have a Spitfire Lagak, so for example, now it becomes very relevant. I would still rather lose this creature than anything, so let's just attack with the 2/2 creature. I'm fine with that trade. I don't want our opponent to have a flyer as an option. Our opponent has a fight ability now. It is an instant. So we have another warrior coming. Spitfire Lagak can deal 1 damage. We definitely want to cast our Moraug first, so I'm going to wait until we have 6 lands before I try and return any lands to our hand. So we are going to once again attack with the Bugcatcher, and this time let's throw in the Lagak as well, and the Banneret for that matter, because we can give all of our creatures +1/+1 until end of turn. And our opponent concedes. I don't know what his plan was, but it looks like we got lucky. We had a not ideal hand, but we drew into what our deck wants to do against an opponent that seems to be mana screwed. So luckily enough, I think we just got 2 free games in a row. But who am I kidding? It's probably Yurt the Turk's fault. He's giving us a good luck and good vibes. That's what we want tonight. Good luck and good vibes. We are up against White Ice. Alright, so once again, a suboptimal deck, or suboptimal hand for us. We have way too many lands. Kazul's Fury is not what we want to be casting this early. So, and we don't need it as a land. So actually, I might consider a mulligan here. Because we can't get that lucky that many times, right? But you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. Oh, I regret everything. We have 5 lands and nothing to show for it. Ooh, okay. A Bugcatcher is slightly better. Yeah, I think it's going to be the Bugcatcher now. Hopefully it does not instantly get vaporized. I should have led off with the Mesa Lynx first and not be that aggressive. Core Celebrant is not our friend because it has 4 toughness, so it is very, very dangerous. The Pack Beast will make... Oh, okay, so we might be able to get rid of it this turn. We have the Pack Beast. When we attack, this should give us a... get it up to 3/2. And if they block it, we still have Spikefield Hazard. our opponent does not bite and takes the 3 damage. That is quite wise, because in the long scheme of things, Core Celebrant, as long as they're playing more creatures, they're going to be gaining more life, so blocking that 3 damage isn't worth it based on the risk that they're facing. Each player can cast more than 1 spell per turn. Wow. Non-basic lands enter tapped. Okay, that is curious. Well, good thing I have so many lands, right? 2/3 flyer. So I suppose we should go wide and hope we draw something like Dauntless Unity. Because we won't be able to cast Spikefield Hazard the same turn we get to play creatures, so we might as well play as many creatures as we can first and hope for the best. Our opponent has a lot of land, but so do we. Let's see how this plays out. Makindi Ox, our opponent looks like they are going to win this race because they have already drawn their fat creature. If we draw our Minotaur, that would be excellent right now. If we drew our Minotaur right now, that's not what we wanted to see. However, we can have a Flying Mesa Lynx. That can do something. So yeah, I think we will. Getting this guy flying doesn't do much for us because the birdie can kill it. So yeah, let's make our cat flying, so we can at least block his flyer if he chooses to do that, and we will stall for more draws. Our opponent plays nothing and attacks with his 2 creatures. I suppose I will block here. I will block his flyer and see what happens. Our opponent casts Resolute Strike, which will give it +2/+2. So what we can do is, well, let's let it resolve first. So it is now 4/5. We need to deal 3 damage to it. We don't have, well, we'd have to sacrifice it and cast our Spikefield Hazard just to kill it, but we can't because we can only cast 1 spell at a time. So we have lost our Mesa Lynx. However, we did get rid of Resolute Strike out of our opponent's hand. So yeah, we don't have anything to sacrifice that can deal 3 damage, so unfortunately we are left hanging. We could have sacrificed all these cards to kill it, but we can only play 1 spell each turn. Dauntless Unity comes out a little bit late. We need 4 mana for this, so we have 6. 4 + 1 + 2. Alright, I suppose we'll have to equip. pass our turn there and hope. Our opponent will tap us out, unfortunately. Sign of the Swarm is quite excellent. Wow, our opponent's deck is absolutely ridiculous. Once again, we come up short. We can cast Dauntless Unity to kill the Ox. I think at this point that might actually just be worth it. Ooh, the combo, but we are nowhere close to having enough mana. We don't have a way to get that much mana out. That's 8 mana, we only have 6. I guess theoretically this is 7. So yeah, I guess we play that. But again, we can only cast 1 spell per turn, so that Archon is really messing things up for us. There is not much we can do against a 1 card that is basically stopping our entire deck. Yikes. Opponent's attacking for 6. We have to take it because we have nothing else to do. We see Spitfire Lagak, which is not going to do it. However, we can make it flying. So that will slow our opponents down slightly. Ever so slightly. But we're still on a 2-turn clock. 3 turns, I guess, if we can block the Scion next turn. Our opponent is still attacking into this. So, I mean, I suppose I have to block it. What else am I supposed to do? Because next turn I will lose anyway. Our opponent casts Dauntless Unity. Yeah, if I didn't block, they would have cast that and I would have lost anyway. Wow. Alright, our opponent's deck doing work. Our deck not doing what we need it to do. And that's the end of that. We will concede and move on. We are now at 2-2. 2-2 on to the next. Hopefully we get some decent opening hands right now. Hopefully, we can only hope. Come on. Come on. Come on. Kaboon. Huboon? Huboon? Alright, this is looking much more aggressive, but now we are short on lands. However, we do have 3 different creatures we can play. So let's go for it. Okay. So what we have is perfect for that because our ambusher is a 1/3. We can block that pretty easily. Ooh, but our opponent has a utility knife, which makes it a 3/4. Very nasty for us. Nothing I can do against that. We see a third land, so we will cast our Expedition Champion. Attack for 1. Our opponent has the land. And makes his dog flying, which is fine with me. And cast Mesa Lynx. That's only a 2/3, so that's fine with me. I will cast a Mesa Lynx as well. And have my Cliffhaven Kitesail onto the Expedition Champion. And I can also swing for 4. Only 1 damage behind. Our Mesa Lynx will cancel out the other Mesa Lynx. Smite the Monstrous. Our opponent gets lucky, has Smite the Monstrous, and is still dropping more lands. Ah, we have Skyclave Geopede though, so I suppose that will have to come in. Rotag Runner. Our opponent will attack for 1 because it has flying. We see another land, which is excellent news. We can attach it to our Geopede. And we can cast Pack Beast. It does have more attack power. And we do want that as early as possible, and we will attack for 5 here. Opponent does take the 5 damage, and now we are an even race. And it seems like it's whoever draws lands first wins, and our opponent does draw a land. So unfortunately for us, we are going to start lagging a bit behind. We see another land, so that's another 5 damage. And we can cast McKinley Ox that we can attack with next turn. I should have attacked first before casting the Ox, because now they know I have nothing. Our opponent casts Practice Tactics and deals 1 damage to it, and another Practice Tactics. So our opponent has nothing left. Except for his Flying Hellhound. All we need to do is make one of our creatures flying, and we will be able to attack past his creatures sooner or later. He gets another flyer, of course. Our opponent's just drawing exactly what they need. Dauntless Unity is quite excellent. Suppose the best I can do is equip 2 onto our Ox here. Cast the Grotag and hope for something. Next turn we do get +2/+1, but that's too risky. Our opponent moves that over. Has a 3/4. Says oops, but I'm not buying it. I mean, I have to block here. I don't see how I can get away with not blocking. Another practice tactics, of course. But I'm kind of okay with that because he'll just make his rogue runner flying, and that's fine with me. I'll have to attach it to our Teeter Peeker Ambusher. I can drop a land, and we will be ready to use Dauntless Unity. He does get Utility Knife on. And he does attack. I think I'm fine with trading this creature. Oh, it is a 3/4 though. Wow. I think I have to take it because the only way I can win is if I kill it, but he's going to draw a card if I don't. If I just block... +2/+1 becomes 3/3. It's not enough to kill it. So I'm thinking if I just let this go, next turn at least I can kill it. But I don't know if I'll get a next turn if I don't block here. So yeah, let's block it and see what happens. Spikefield Hazard, okay, that can do it. Mesa Lynx, 2 + 3, 4. 4 damage. So here we do once again need to block. I'm hoping those are both instants, and they are. So I will cast Dauntless Unity. Will actually get me to 4. So let's do it. Let's try it. Hello, hello! Hello, Matt. I'm doing great. I'm just chilling here with my draft here. It's a very tense game, as you can see. Oh, I wish I had 1 mana to Spikefield Hazard his Mesa Lynx, but I don't have that mana. So now it's another problem child for us. We do see our game winner here, but our opponent's creature is way too big. So we're gonna lose our Mesa Lynx next turn when they attack, but hopefully we can do something once we get our Moraug flying. We don't want to drop this as a land. Sorry, Matt. I'm very focusing here, focusing a lot. Oh no, our opponent has a 4/5 flying attacking creature. Oh, the Mesa Lynx is... We can trade the Mesa Lynx if he so chooses, so... but now the problem is our opponent has 2 flyers and we only have 1. So unfortunately, I think that still means we are very close to losing. We will have to change our plan to making our Moraug flying. If we attack here, he's going to double block, and then we're going to potentially lose next turn. There's no way we can deal 10 damage effectively, and we do need to block next turn. So, however, if we attack and they don't block, can we make anything happen? Ooh, this is a tough one. Yeah, if I attack with this, the only way we can get ability to resolve is if they don't attack with both. Or if they don't block with both. Actually, they only need to block with these 2, and it's enough to kill our Minotaur, so actually we don't even have that as a choice. So we are just going to have to pass the turn here. You enjoy watching my thought process? What removal do I have? Unfortunately, I don't think we have any removal. We have a Kazul, the sacrifice a creature, deal damage thing. We have 2 copies of Sizzling Barrage. So, you know, we could try that, but, you know, our opponent has 2 flyers with 5 life. One of us makes a wrong attack, the game is over for either of us. So, very, very tense right now. Alright, so nothing we can do on our opponent's turn, so let's go. We draw a land, so nothing happens. I still can't attack, nothing else has changed. So, do I drop a land here? Do I drop a land here in case we need to equip Kite Sail multiple times? I think we do. I think we drop a land here. Yeah, I'm going to try and drop a land here and then just see what happens. Next to combat, no attacks, and then we have another attack phase now, so we will also just no attack, and we'll end our turn here. Combat tricks, any combat tricks? If you don't count Sizzling Barrage, Dauntless Unity I think was our only other combat trick. We have a bunch of equipment. But yeah, Dauntless Unity I think was our only other combat trick. So our opponent draws another land, just like we are. So we're both still just looking for answers. We have 21, our opponent's at 19. We draw another land, so the same standoff. Can I actually win this right now? Like, if I attack with everything... No, because I can't kill enough of their creatures. In the second combat phase, they're just going to block the creatures anyway, whatever I don't get through, and they have way too much toughness. I can Spikefield Hazard one of them. If I attack with the Minotaur and he double blocks with these 2 creatures, I can Spikefield Hazard for that last damage. No, I can't because it's 8 toughness. What am I talking about? Again, I think we're in the same spot. So, yeah, I don't think anything has changed right now. None of my I can't bait him by moving the Kite Sail to another creature and attacking. So, yeah, I think we're just stuck looking for more cards here. Who's going to stop drawing lands first? That's what this game is about now. Oops, our opponent drew another card that potentially isn't a land. We're drawing another land. Yeah, I don't think you guys see any wins here. I don't think we have any I don't think we have any outs here, so we're just going to pass the turn here.
very, very, very tense. Our opponent draws another land. Oh, wait, what did I miss? Did I miss anything? No. Our opponent drew a land, right? Yeah. Our turn. What do we... Cliffhaven Sellsword is 3 power, so we can potentially bait our opponents now, because we can equip this with... No, we can't. It only has 3 power. We need something with 4 power. However, does this make our board wide enough to blow past their defenses twice? So I'm just gonna use some rope time to think. So next turn, if we attack with everything, they're most likely going to double block our Minotaur. Then their Mesa Lynx will kill one of our other creatures, probably the Sellsword, and we will end up dealing 5 damage to them, and our Minotaur will be dead, their Sentinel will be dead, one of their Sentinels will be alive, which will be this one, but so will the Mesa Lynx. So in the second attack phase, we'll have 3 creatures left, and that's not going to be enough damage because they can block. So yeah, I think we are still not good enough to win this game. The Mesa Lynx is dead to 3 attack plus hazard. I think you're... Ooh, I forgot I had the Spikefield Hazard in my hand. I think you're correct. So let's think about this some more. Yeah, if he blocks the Mace... but then would he block that? Yeah, it has the highest attack, so he should block that. If he doesn't block the Minotaur, he instantly loses. So we know for sure he needs to block the Minotaur. Our opponent draws the best late game mana sink in the color of white. Oh no. Oh no. Is he going for the kill? Oh, he is. He's going for the kill. Because we only have one blocker and he has 2 flyers. So yeah, our opponent's after flooding out, he gets what he needs and gets the win. If I block this, I lose to Mesa Lynx. If I block Mesa Lynx, I lose to the Skyclave Sentinel. I don't have any creatures I can block, so I might as well just block this and give our opponent the good game, because that was quite hilarious. We're both mana flooding like crazy, and our opponent just, you know, top decked the card that he needed more so than we needed. I think you're correct. If he didn't draw the Banneret, we would have won the next turn. That is a good call. I completely forgot about the Spikefield Hazard in my hand. Thanks for catching that, Matt. Whew. Alright, excuse me, I'm going to have to take a swig of water. I hope you are a Hydro homie. Oh, that's 3 losses. We are at 2-3. So unfortunately, that is the end of our run tonight. Again, let's do a debrief about, like we usually do, on what happened in the deck. I think if you go back and watch either on Twitch, and I'll post on YouTube later, what happened was 2 of the games we just started with horrific opening hands, and one of them we mulliganed, and you know, those 2 games just didn't work out for us at all. One of the other games we got a horrific opening hand, but our deck came through for us, and we drew a whole bunch of cards that got us where we needed to go. And yeah, the other times I think we did suffer from lack of aggressive creatures. So although we had 2 sizzling barrages in our hand, we had no creatures, and the creature that we were attacking with wasn't enough of a threat for them to block and cause us to be able to cast Sizzling Barrage on their creatures. So unfortunately, the Sizzling Barrages became more of a liability, and that was because we didn't have enough early creatures. It was the same problem with Kazul's Fury. We didn't have enough early damage to get our opponents up to a point where this would be a relevant card. So for one of those games, Kazul's Fury was just sitting dead in our hand along with the Sizzling Barrages, if I remember correctly. And the same issue really was with Dauntless Unity. We didn't have enough creatures to go that wide. So I think in retrospect, our deck could possibly have benefited from the Tazim Raptor. It is a smaller creature, but it is a creature that has flying. It is a threat that might have forced our opponent to block a little bit earlier. And we did hit 4 mana relatively consistently, so Spitfire Lagak might even have helped us. A 3/4 body is enough for us to block. So even if they don't fall for the Sizzling Barrage trick, we would at least have a 3/4 body to block. We got our Moraug Minotaur out once. It almost got going, but ultimately we got outpaced and lost the match. So yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the follows. If you are on Twitch, please follow me. I'm trying to build up my channel. Hopefully pretty soon I'll receive my tablet that I ordered in the mail. I am going to create my own artwork for this channel. And if you are on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching.